Alternative Digitalk. Real issues, real talk.
Fellow citizens, following the sequence of events, Uganda seems to be at political crossroads.
I'm not a servant of anybody.
Madam, I know the law.
As such, Alternative Digital brings you the Interface Show with retired Colonel Dr. Kiza Besuje.
Let's keep on the same page on Alternative Digitalk,
As he gives you the alternatives on the transition question, rule of law, human rights and freedom, youth inclusion in governance, economic stagnation, as he confirms.
I'll be always here Saturday from 10 a.m. in the morning. Be there.
Don't miss the live discussion on the Alternative Uganda, Digitalk TV Facebook pages, and the Alternative Uganda YouTube channel.
The Alternative Digitalk. Real issues, real talk.
Once again, and my name is Norman Tumhembise. We have with us Justice Kanyeihamba. It's an interesting debate today because when we are off record, he was like, what he's going to discuss and share with the world, it is more of shocking, but also to definitely punch lots of holes or inconsistencies in regards to the judiciary and also the unconstitutionalism in this country, especially when it comes to matters of national importance. The purpose for which we are here today, and we have, by God's grace, resumed all these discussions. Every Wednesday we shall be featuring here at 11 to discuss governance, but most importantly, the constitutional related matters. Today, I cannot say that I don't want to use the word that you are grieving for having lost the case, if you did anyway, because you'll share with the public on whether or not you won or lost the case. If you lost, why did you lose the case? We are here with Justice Kanyeihamba. First, say hello to the viewers that are watching you.
Hello, viewers. I want to correct a bit more there. It is true that we have agreed to have the other sessions on my own payment. And as the English say, the payer calls the tune. So this series, the topics we are going to be stopping. You got a letter, me writing to the Minister of Justice and Constitutional Affairs, saying they should give me money to continue what we were doing before. So I am not going to discuss any constitutional matters unless of my choice. So these sessions we're going to have, we shall be discussing which you and I agree on, not necessarily constitutional matters, because that one, I have given a letter writing it to the minister, who used to be leader, or he still claims he's the leader of DP as president, that now he's the Minister of Justice and Constitution. This is in his docket.
And
I'm waiting for his letter. And in fact, I know his number. Even during this discussion, we can call him, and he gives us the answer for the whole country. What have you replied to Professor Kanyeihama's letter saying you pay for the series on explaining the Constitution of Uganda, teaching it to schools, universities, and other terminals? But
Happy New
Year they pay.
To begin with, on behalf of your viewers.
That's right. Now, secondly, I'm going to appeal to our readers, because the money I have managed to give you today so that we have a series of other talks on my service of my choice, as I believe Chiza Besije does. I am appealing to our listeners to contribute to Kanyeihamba Foundation, because it is the one which is going to be managing with Norman and Alternative Digital the future of what I have already paid for. And therefore, if they can donate to us money, if they want their name to be mentioned, I'll mention them. If they're afraid to mention their names because of NRM, I will not mention. But we shall be glad if they contribute to this program of continuing to teach constitutional law in Uganda. So I am asking that this first session of 2 hours, we spend it on the judiciary
and this ruling that came out yesterday, but one.
Thank you.
Our viewers, with Justice Kanyeihamba, to begin straight away, we want to dig deeper into the petition which he filed in 2021, because as per the ruling, as you see it here, it's the constitutional petition number 27 of 2021.
That's right.
Where you, Justice Kanyeihamba, petitioner number 1, Solomon, John Solomon Nabuyanda, petitioner number 2, Edwin Price Bosa, petitioner number 3, Alex Wavamuno, petitioner number 4, Ronald William Asimwe, petitioner number 5, Simon Senyonga, petitioner number 6, versus Attorney General as respondent number 1, YK Museveni as respondent number 2, a National Resistance Movement respondent number 3. In brief, I think I will first of all ask you to precisely tell the public what you were challenging, and then we shall dig deeper into
I'm not challenging. I know
what you are petitioning against in your
this
petition.
Judgment is a fake. The judges, when I was told it was going to be read, they ran away from court. So they never read the judgment. That's number 2. Number 3, you have mentioned their names. I want you to put a question to any of them. And you say, is the President Museveni above the law? For you, you know he's not.
Yeah, maybe to also share, the quorum had Justice Frederick Engonda.
He was the leader of the court.
Yes. Lady Justice Elizabeth Musoke, Justice Christopher Madrama, Lady Justice Monica K. Mujenyi, and and Justice Christopher Gashirabake.
Yes.
So
now we ask them more, and we shall ask them, and if not, I will ask to each of them. And the answer we shall discuss it next week. Do they all believe that the President of Uganda, YK Museveni, is above the law? Because they have signed, for me, I know Engonda Ntenda, that is not his signature. So it is forged, and I can prove it. Because I have corresponded with him, he's my friend, and I know his signature. That is not his signature. Now, I'm asking them 2 questions. Why did you boycott the ruling
in person
in which you say
they would read it?
You agree with the judgment? Let me tell you, none of them, the judges, read the judgment. That I can prove in court. None of them read the draft. They were forced to sign, those who signed, or their signatures were forged. Secondly, we withdrew long time ago the name of Museveni from the petition. If you look, and I'll give you copies of all of them. I addressed court, said we are no longer interested in Museveni. because he withdrew his threat. Now they are also writing there wrongly that we are petitioning and Article 132. No, we are petitioning under Section 50. We can even read it. Rather under Article 50 of the Constitution, which says, you read it, so that every Ugandan is with me.
Article 50 is enforcement of rights and freedoms of by courts.
Yes.
Any person who claims that the
any person
who claims
not the Attorney General, not any judge, but any person who claims.
Any person who claims that a fundamental or other right or freedom guaranteed under the Constitution has been infringed or threatened is
threatened. Well, look.
So the right to bail has been threatened.
Any person, if you feel you are right, whether it is in Section 1, rather Article 1, Article 37, 39, or any other constitution that your right is threatened under there,
is entitled to apply to a competent court for the redress.
To a what?
To a competent court.
Competent.
Yes, which
well
in this
done.
case is now the Constitutional Court,
yes,
where you had petitioned for redress.
But remember,
which
now I am talking about the
right to bail.
The Constitution. So Mao should pay me today's session.
For the for redress, which may include the compensation.
Thank you. So once I have proved, and we are not going to the Supreme Court, we are going to ask the court to revise its judgment and they give us our cause, which they denied in this fake judgment. We have been 2 years fighting to support our petition. We have incurred millions of shillings. And you come up and go and attend and you say, I am not awarding you any cost. But then let me tell you another mistake where this is a fake. In a case like this, we are not asking the court to interpret the Constitution. They have that role also. But we are asking them to protect the rights to bail, which is not interpretation of the Constitution. It's an ordinary case. And we are not making any, whether we are not citing any other authority, but the authorities which have got these rights, that if we go under Article 50 and we are petitioning under 50, under Article 50 only, you have read it, it's the only one who is authorized to defend any reports, including the report, the right and the section they think we are petitioning under 139, I think.
I think for purposes of your viewers to understand best, I would want to precisely read to them the petitioner's case as mentioned here.
Yes.
And as per this document, the petitioners contained, that's you and others, that the statements attributed to the second respondent and published in daily, that's the president, and published in the Daily Monitor of 27th September 2021 proposed the amendment of the law on bail in contravention of Article 1, 2, 3, 4, 20, 21, 23, and 44 of the Constitution. However, the newspaper extract attached as part of your annexure when you were submitting in court, its publication was of 17th October 2021, and it depicted a caption as quoted, "Right to bail, Cabinet has set the stage for the showdown in the 11th Parliament as the opposition side, backed by independent-minded legislators, take take on the National Resistance Movement Party majority in another constitutional battle for bail and police bond. And you attached the
That's
the annexure,
statement.
that statement. Now, where it becomes tricky, because in part of the ruling here, this ruling says that your entire submissions were speculative, and you, the public would want to hear. And in fact, they even cited your own case. They cited your case of Sejusa. I'll look for the case as we proceed. And indeed, so it is you who had already, remember you had dismissed some case on speculations, and you said courts cannot give any ruling based on speculations. And these people, the same
Excuse me.
raised the same.
You have read what Museveni said. The viewer have had you reading.
Yeah, sure, yes.
So is that speculation when Museveni says those things and the cause the NRM to change? It's a threat to the rule of law and to the right to bail by under section under
50.
what we call
Article 50.
under 50. It's not speculation. They have said that the statement made in the new vision
In a monitor.
is speculative also.
Yeah.
No, it's also made in
New vision.
which we put there. And it says a clash between the Chief Justice, Alphonse Doro Owinye, and the President Museveni. That's why we had called the Chief Justice to be our witness, the witness of the petitioners. So you are wearing that shirt which has got red in it. If Monitor says, when Norman was talking to Kanyeihamba, he was wearing a black shirt with red in it. And then somebody said, that's speculative. Is it speculative?
No, because they have seen.
It's the truth, not speculative. And we are not attacking they have made a law.
Yeah, definitely.
We are saying they have threatened to make such a law, which is a fact. Museveni says so, the NRM caucus says so, the authority says we are going to make a law. That is a threat under Article 50. That's all.
We will definitely have highlights of this entire judgment. Let's go to paragraph 16 here. Under Rule 5, Sub-Rule 1 of the Constitutional Court, petitions and references. This is number 91 of the 1990 of number 91 of 2005. The Court of Rules of Procedure immediately upon presentation of a petition, the petitioner is under duty. The petitioner, now that's you,
Yes.
under duty, under a duty, sorry, to serve a copy of the petition upon the respondent. The respondent would then be under a corresponding duty under Rule 6, Sub-Rule 1.
I am very glad that you read that. We served them. I'm going to show you a stamp serving the respondents under the court. It is stamped. And the court agrees.
That
when
you
I went,
served.
they asked me the same question. I gave them a copy of
They
service.
received okay.
Yes. And the Attorney General acknowledged it. It was acknowledged on behalf of President Museveni before we withdrew our challenge against him. Because he acted like a statesman, he withdrew from the context, and he said, I leave the matter to the court, which we were fighting for.
I shall proceed.
Yes.
Paragraph 17 here. Meanwhile, Rule 7, Sub-Rule 1, enjoins a respondent that does not intend to oppose a petition that has been served upon him or her to lodge a written notice of that intention signed by the respondent at the office of the registrar at least 3 days before the day of appointment, the day appointed for trial.
They never did.
This is
They never did. I think when later you ask me, they were in contempt of court. They even, in ignorance, ignored the court order to serve us. They have never served us their submissions or their, what do you call them? Conferencing notes. They never.
I have a question.
They should have condemned very heavily as we ask aggravated the damages.
I have a question here for you, but I want to first read this.
Yes.
The court's rules of procedure are silent on what happens where, as in this case, now in your case in particular, a petitioner does not furnish proof of service of the petition upon the respondent and another respondent having been duly served. You see now the rules are silent. So where the rules are silent,
you are really strengthening my case to say this judgment is a fake. I am glad we have said that. For them, they have supported the respondent who never served.
Yes.
But now we have changed the rule.
The rule says
therefore, if it is silent, either they should serve silent and then themselves give us a direction. When the rule is silent, the court decides to everybody. That the rules are silent, but in our opinion, using our discretion, you either should serve or you should not serve. They never did that. Another important point that it was a fake judgment.
As we are here trying to dig deeper into this petition and the subsequent ruling, which Justice Kanyeihamba deems. Not
I am saying, please say what I'm saying, not deem. I am saying it is a fake. And I'm giving you all the evidence.
That the ruling
the
is
first
fake.
One I gave you, which you are going to use, work out, ask the 5 judges, is the president above the law? That is, shows you they never read it, they never participated in it.
One of the grounds for the dismissal of this petition is definitely what you have mentioned, and I want to read it to you because you are the framers of this constitution, and we shall now go to...
And also the chairman of the framers of the constitution.
Yes, and we...
And the men of the rules we are citing.
We went through your hands.
Yes.
It is, we shall now go to chapter 7 about the executive. And in particular, we will want to go to Article 98, sub-article 4, and this is how it states: while holding office, the president shall not be liable to proceedings in any court. Sub-article 5 says civil or criminal, because this is their ruling, and that's one of the grounds for which they cited in the dismissal of this ruling of your petition. Civil or criminal proceedings may be instituted against a person after ceasing to be president.
Yes.
In respect of anything done or omitted to be done in his or her personal capacity before or during the term of office of that person.
Yes.
And any period of limitation in respect of any such proceedings shall not be taken to run during the period while that person was president.
Yes. So, you seem to be, I thought you did well.
Definitely.
But I don't want to,
you see, Prof.
No, just this.
I
have agreed you are reading.
I am reading.
And I am going to answer, so keep quiet.
Do you agree?
You have already asked the question, I'm going to answer you. I will not blame you personally.
we have viewers who have to be educated. You have the constitution which you made.
But isn't that what we are doing?
Yes.
Am I not aware? So why don't you stop talking?
I will not stop until we agree. You have the law you made, and you said the president
Yes,
shall
I
not be challenged.
made it. You just
And
please.
you have this so
Don't
elaborate more.
continue arguing after the ignorance. In the petition number 1, since we made the constitution, 2001, who were the parties?
Definitely the president
before
as,
the court.
Respondent number 1 was the president. Because if it's
Isn't it that? Was it a court?
it was. Now that's why.
No, I said, was it a court?
That's why we're here to
Yes.
to substantiate
So,
when does
in the
president-
petition 104, 101, petition 106, petition
2011,
2011, petition,
2016.
which message you want, according to international observers, 2016.
16.
Before that, there was 2001, which we have never known reasons. The court was presided over by the Chief Justice, Katurebe. We have never known. They only said petition dismissed. Then there was another one, 2021, I think, where
Chagulanyi
Chagulanyi withdrew. So we never knew what would
could have
have
come.
come. But all of those, Museveni was a party being sued by the petitioners. So people who cite that,
Yeah,
are they
because
blinkered?
That's what they cited. It's one of the grounds they
So
cited.
now you know
for-
the answer. But I have defeated Museveni twice. Suing Museveni himself, me. I defeated him in the rebel case. I think there were 4. Tinka Simide, Muhammad Nsereko,
and Sechikubo.
Sech Kubo, and then Nwagaba. They came here when I was I think I hadn't retired as a judge. They say, please, you are the greatest lawyer we know in Uganda, which these people don't mention. I defended them. I defeated them 7 in court. Not in the pinch meat, in court, the Supreme Court of Uganda. How can any Ugandan say he's above the law? Kanyeihamba defeated him twice in the court of law. Oh, come on.
This is your question. When does one differentiate the Museveni who is who can be sued and the Museveni who is the president? That
Oh, he can't. It is so easy. Himself, when I was suing him in court, he was chairman of the NRM. And we sued him in capacity as the chairman of the NRM, not as the president, the sovereign head of Uganda. He is only immune when he's acting as sovereign head of Uganda. Sovereign! But not as the chairman of the political party. That's number 1. Number 2, the courts can sue him if he kills a friend or his relative. Other people, really, Chiwanuka, the attorney general. And they say that if Museveni killed me, there was no case.
You have to wait until when he ceases to be president. That's what presumably they are preaching.
But I'm telling you where you can sue him, you yourself. You are recently detained yourself. You were in jail for some days. If the orders were from Sele, from him, you would have sued him as the leader of the political party which is ruling the country today. And I would have been your lawyer, and you will win the case. You can sue Museveni as head of government. Isn't he the head of government?
Yes, he is.
You can sue him. One of the cases which you said you can sue the president in a case of financial impropriety. One of the judges in the Constitutional Court was Ngonda Ntende. Has he lost his memory to concur in a judgment that the president cannot be sued, is above the law? Katulele, Chief Justice Odochi, who were my colleagues, Justice Mlenga, now departed. Justice Karoko, now departed. Justice, you can see I have no book. They don't even know. Kanyeihamba is so knowledgeable in the law. He doesn't need to read a book. They don't know that. You will be my witness. We all, in the 2006, said the NRM and the Museveni had breached the law. But they were, two of us, not me, were threatened with sacking. You ask him, Dr. Fide. By the way, for the first time during this petition, which most Uganda's ministers, the army, knew I was going to win, I called him and he answered me very civilly. I will not tell you what we talked about, but I was very, very happy that during this petition, he called me to thank me. Secondly, a message from the president through some people. You can ask him whether he's lying or not. He said, "Are you okay, Professor?" Ask him. Because by that time, we were no longer suing him. We had withdrawn our petition against him because he first himself said, "I am no longer interested in this petition. I leave the matter to the court and to their discretion. It is in our salvation." That is further evidence that these judges never participated in the writing of this judgment.
The other ground for the dismissal is reference in that regard is made to the decision in Attorney General versus Major General David Tinyefuza, Constitutional Appeal number 1 of 1997, where the Supreme Court
with what they didn't mention. I was the lead.
Yeah, they even quoted you here. They cited you here as
I am proud to have been a part of that judgment.
And it was held,
and have been criticized.
It was held per Justice Kanyeihamba that under the Evidence Act of Uganda, hearsay is inadmissible. Copies of newspapers, reports, and hearsay statements.
No, I never said that. You read my judgment. You see, they make your statement. Then they add in other things you never did.
This is what I said. This is what they cited. That you said the copies of newspapers, reports, and are mere hearsay statements. So they are inadmissible.
So when I say that,
so I think
that allows you to fake a judgment.
So I think literally...
No, you ask these people. So because it is hearsay, that allows you to make an illegal judgment, which is a fake. Does it?
It doesn't.
It doesn't. That is the way of these people to divert attention. What is relevant to that? What is relevant in that case? Museveni praised me for giving that judgment. That's the most important part. Call Museveni. He said, Kanyeihamba, and the Katule was the chief judge. He said, you have saved us from trouble. That is what is important. Now, are you a mouse?
That is that's what.
Today I'm in a belligerent month. But in the weekend I was taken to hospital twice. But you can see, I tell you people I'm speaking with the voice from God. But you don't believe that. You continue asking irrelevant questions.
I am repeating the same question.
Mm-hmm.
The reason perhaps for which they applied this, your precedent, is because in your annexure, you indicated the monitor publication about that threat. And they were citing your own judgment of 1997.
You see, what I didn't explain to you, that they accept for reliable newspapers like New Vision. They didn't quote it. Others, you have to prove the point. Because the news published about Museveni and the government in the monitor which they own are not facts. They are coded. They are not facts. You understand? So that one I accepted. But they leave it there in the argument.
Yeah, it's what they left in their ruling.
Yeah.
For case of reference, I produce Article 137. I think it's first interrogate what Article 137. Article 137. Questions as to the interpretation of the Constitution.
Look, forget, we never asked for interpretation.
And this is what your fellow
we never did.
land justices did. What?
That section, we said that because it has a right that if your rights are
under any threat
affected by something unconstitutional, you petition. You petition the Constitutional Court. But ours, we are originating our submissions on our petition on only on one section, 50, which is Article 50 of the
any
Constitution,
threats.
and we have already read it. Not under 135. So that is the other mistake they made.
They cited the
we should
article
have
which hadn't
proceeded
have
under article. How can you?
because you didn't want any interpretation. So they
No,
rather
we
they were
never
guiding
wanted
you,
interpretation. We wanted application of the law,
not interpretation. of the law.
not interpretation. Thank
So
you.
the land justice went ahead to say,
Uh-huh.
I find Article
No, why do
137.
you say so?
I'm reading.
You mean
their,
whoever?
I'm reading their
In their ruling.
their
okay.
ruling.
Yes.
That I find Article 137, which you did not proceed under, because for you proceeded under Article
Had
50,
we proceeded under, they would have rightly dismissed our
straight away.
petition because you are supposed to proceed under only 50,
Under Article 50.
Article 50, not.
So here he cites what you did not proceed under and says, I find Article 137, Sub-Article 3, Clause A, clearly inapplicable to the present set of facts. It also goes back to, it's just confusing, because you did not proceed under this article. So why would he?
Read it again. By the way, the alleged reporter is Miss. I think she's a judge of the court. She's the one who wrote the fake judgment.
This Mujenyi.
But she did it.
Justice.
Because when I call her, and you will be here, I said, is the president above the law? Nobody can, who is a judge, can never say the president is above the law. But the ceremony head of Uganda, President Museveni, is above the law. But when he acts in other capacities,
Can be.
he's under the law. So says the law, so says God, so says his servant Kanyeihamba.
Yeah, that
So
shall
that's
proceed.
one-
That clearly inapplicable to the present set of facts, given there is
I
no act of parliament or any other law, or indeed
Exclusively. I agree with that statement with the person who forged the judgment. I agree with him. Article
indeed-
137 does not apply.
that what is under challenge, what you were challenging, what is under challenge before them is the what is under challenge before us are statements attributed to the second respondent, that's the president, and calling for legal reforms in the grant of bail by courts. The said statements are alleged to have led to the summoning of the NRM parliamentary caucus that might perhaps have amounted to an act by the second respondent for purposes of Article 137. However, this is now the land justice.
No, let me answer it before that. When you find that your cow has died in the Kulao at home in Balala, do you ask the vet, when was it going to produce the calf? Can we wait before we eat it? Stupid question.
This,
Stupid question.
that's
I have already told you the news, the case, and the judgment were given after Museveni was no longer in the picture. We had dropped him as a respondent. He himself has said, I will withdraw.
the entire threats
So how can your cow produce
when he's dead.
a calf when it died 3 weeks ago?
Yeah, these are the same questions
My
that
friend,
you will raise to your
you
fellow.
are a Ugandan. You have been in jail subject to this law. So don't ask questions which you regard as questions
Prof.
which are for imbeciles.
I am reading the ruling as presented to you, and that's why we are here to dig deeper.
For me, what I am telling you, choose the relevant ones.
But this is
Not the ones which say.
This is the ruling
but
that
but I am glad you also asked me. I apologize because they further tell you that this judgment is a fake.
This justice goes ahead to say, in my view, a meeting convened to discuss legal matters would not be tantamount to a meeting for unconstitutional purposes unless it can be demonstrated that the subject of discussion would amount to the contravention of the Constitution or abrogation of the Constitution altogether.
So let me tell
So
you.
meaning Mr. Museveni's meeting
Let
with
me
his
tell
caucus.
you, those are his her statements because the woman,
Justice
and
Mujeni.
she's the registrar. The judges, I'm exonerating them. Unless they respond to me, and you bring one of them, and we discuss publicly. But at the moment I'm saying, they were frightened of what to say. They boycotted the court in which the ruling was going to be done. These are facts. And you check them out from other witnesses. So the judgment is definitely fake. And
What's your next course of action in the event that you
I told you I have engaged a lawyer. And we are going to write first to the judges to withdraw this
disown
stupid
this,
judgment,
to
disown
denounce?
it. If they don't, the next stage, we go to the Judicial Service Commission, which controls the judges. And we tell them, I give them the facts. This judgment was written before the case was finished.
Did you get?
You look at it. We withdrew our petition from President Museveni.
And he's cited here
But
as one
here,
of the
he's
respondents.
a winner. He's lucky your cow is a carcass now. 2 days it is rotting, and they ask you, is the calf that was going to produce next week alive?
So which excuses do they give you? Did the registrar give you for not having had the justices read the ruling to you in person when you appeared in
She
court?
never to. She just handed me a copy as I was going to get to her children. She threw it there.
With
And the person who told me it was going to be ready yesterday is my informer in that court. She said, Kanyeihamba, you better be there. They are going to read your judgment in your absence.
So they just threw
This
that.
is what I'm telling you. This is the most scandalous judgment we have ever had in the whole world. The most scandalous, fake judgment we have ever had in the whole world. And I hope some 2 or 3 minutes they are coming. You can see they have not come. I hope my lawyer, the president of the Uganda Law Society, who was supposed to be here to visit what I'm saying, also has not arrived. I hope, Neyman, I know you are usually very brave. You have been jailed for it. Ask them, why did you come? Why didn't you ring him? You had to hail down. That is what we get. When I went on a tip from my spy in the Court of Appeal, Constitutional Court, he said, your judgment is going to be read.
In your
I rushed, went there. Every time I say, is there any judge here? None. How can the whole
entire panel,
court,
the
whole panel,
of 5,
on the day they are supposed to read their judgment together,
not even one,
disappear from the court? No one came.
not even one of the 5.
Not even the fake one, who is alleged to have read the judgment. What is her name?
We have Justice Mujenyi.
Yes, that one. Justice Mugenyi was not there.
Neither was
not there. Nobody was in the court.
Madrama, no one.
Not even the Deputy Chief Justice, where I'm waiting for another judgment. At this day he presided. Amos Nzei, Amama Mbabazi, and 320 shareholders under Kanyeihamba versus those 2. They didn't appear also.
So all
when
they
the
did,
court ordered them to submit their submission in response to my written, remember my arguments and submission, we are in writing. That's why when I mentioned that all those who got my submission in the country, including the Archbishop of Uganda, including the Archbishop of Kampala, read what I submitted, and that I proved I had served in accordance with the law. I appeared at every hearing. Then look at this judgment. You will agree with me that this is a fake, looking at Kanyehamba's submissions, and it should be these judges who say they had it, but they never appeared to give me the ruling. They all disappeared and they were hiding when the corrupt registrar, where is David? He has not come back. You'll find her name. She has got a Chinyarwanda name. Disappeared. And when I went there to hear the judgment, actually she was there to give it in my absence. If you read the procedure, every time she hears I'm in hospital, that's when she says the court to be heard. So she told to you yesterday.
You wouldn't be.
I was
on Monday.
yes, I had gone to hospital
And prepared to have
and
it.
she prepared to
in your
rule
absence.
it and hand me a copy afterwards. Then I think she was shocked beyond the reason when
you appeared
she
in
saw
person.
me there. She said, I think now she believes I am guided by God.
Okay, our viewers, we are breaking for a minute or two and coming back to dig deeper into this fake judgment, as Professor puts it. And definitely keep it alternative Digitalk. We continue to discuss issues of national importance.
Who has got the
The Alternative Digitalk. Real issues, real talk.
Are you craving for that special meal that will entice your taste buds and leave you with lasting thrilling memories? Look no further. Spice Island Bulenga has got your answer. Natural, fresh and delicious juice, the best meals. Don't miss our daily specials from Monday to Sunday. Pizza Wednesday, Saturday Pizza Bonanza, you buy one and take two. Come dine with us and feel the experience. We are located at Prime Shopping Center in Bulenga, Mitiana Road. For inquiries, call us on 0704111720. Spice Island, we treat your cravings.
Hello, beautiful people. You're welcome to the Snap Talk with your girl Teddy Tenjo every Saturday, right from 6 to 7.
Naku zino twajjirwa flat tami. Tukyayambalako ku ngoye obutukwata.
Wajja naku body shaming. Speak up. Genda oba confronting. Obagambe ekyo kyemukola si kirungi.
Towerabira nti tuli wano ku the Alternative Digitalk. Mukwano gwange gwaliye. Topic ki wandiyagadde twogereko. Is it about family?
Era nze tata wange amanyira nkola n'obuvunaanyizibwa nnyina bungi. Era agezaako n'anyamba yambako yanda. Naye kumukubira kumubuuzaako. Noga mama we bali kunzaala.
Is it outside family? Is it society? Oh, could it be relationships?
Come and visit, call me. Simanyanga I miss you bichi. Especially embeera y'obudde si nnungi.
Naye n'omuntu akwagalira mu season aba takwagala nze nkubuulira.
Just be commenting a topic yona gyandiyagadde twogereko tujja kuba tujogera kwano ku the Alternative Digitalk ku share enganzi the Snap Talk.
The Alternative Digitalk. Real issues, real talk.
Our viewers, we are back, and we can't thank you enough for keeping it Digitalk. There is something that was rather so touching and exciting that last week Justice Kanyeihamba appeared before the presidential.
president presidential anti-corruption
unit.
committee
Rather, which you have for so many times also portrayed as, for some reason, not being competent and in one way or the other, especially the previous one, because it's not the first time that you have written to them complaining.
Yes.
And this
and
is
they
also
don't do anything.
this is more or less another follow-up from the Minister of Lands,
That's
Dr.
right.
Mayanja, who has been here some time ago.
He was here and
Pledged-
they made a statement.
Pledged and did not fulfill. There is a letter which we have. It has just come from the. I will just get it, and this is okay. Complaint about grabbing of land comprised.
Who has written it?
This is from Brigadier General Henry Isoke.
That's him.
Whom you appeared
That's the corrupt
before.
one.
We appeared before, and this letter is dated January 6th, 2023. It was addressed to you, Professor.
From
Kanyeihamba,
which address?
From State House, PO Box.
I think that's the one they
this is the
they
letter,
are photocopying, yes.
And
what does he say?
complaint about grabbing of land comprised in Busiro Block 397, Plot 50, 262, 264, 266, and
266C. That is
the entire
is not
part of the.
is in court. Me challenging another grabber, Mswinguzi, who they sold the Chikwangala, and he brought me a perfect original copy, like mine.
Title.
Yes, Mr. Byamujisha is in court, helping me to recover that land.
Okay.
And he puts it there that I gave it to Sasu.
Prof,
You can read
further
it.
to our meeting this morning with you, attended by Mr. Bernard Owundo, President.
They came here.
Yeah, President Uganda Law Society, in which we sought to update you on the progress of our investigations into your complaint on the above subject, and also seek clarification on matters regarding suspected forgery of the agreement between you and engineer Zasu I don't know how they pronounce this. Sasu Gebri
Yes.
Meskel.
Yes, Mekel, yes.
Nile Construction and General Contractors Limited.
That's right.
This is to request you to furnish us with either with original copies of the agreements or a specimen of your signature to enable us subject the agreement to forensic examination to guide investigations. Thank you. This is Brigadier General Henry Isoke, Head of State House Anti-Corruption Unit and Senior Presidential Advisor Anti-Corruption. The copy was also sent to Minister of State for Lands and President Uganda Law Society Bernard Owundo. So why did they want the specimen of your signature?
Yes.
Did you people forge? Did you have signatures
No,
forged?
because they are corrupt.
Who are corrupt? People who are supposed
What
to
I
fight corruption.
went to accuse them, well, whom I went to accuse, the minister himself describes him. My hand. I have a letter. And you need it. Betty.
We shall proceed
should
as
be
they
only-
bring the letter. They'll bring the
Yeah,
letter
I
as
will
we
give
proceed.
it to you. I was here one day about 2 years ago. A man called Sas, whom we are riding there,
Yes.
grabbed my land. When I had been taken to London, and I may not come back because the illness was very dangerous. Then, a man they call Orona, I'm going to give you all this, even this picture and what appeared in the New Vision. Orona Manuel collaborated with that man.
With Sasu.
Sasu. To forge the agreement. He was my right-hand man. I would have left him in my chambers. He was a very good lawyer, but very corrupt. So, when I came, the LC chairman said, these people have constructed a road and they are constructing a barrier in your land. So I went there, reported to the president's office. And Joanna Kategaya went and investigated. He called the LC, they said, no, that land where this man is constructing that road is Kanyeihamba. So Kategaya removed everything. Having said, I'm satisfied Kanyeihamba showed me his title. The LC have confirmed it. I don't need any order or anything else. So she removed everything. I never paid her a penny. She only told me. That man, when he went to remove it, his people told him, when they found I am from the president's office, they ran away. That's rather Sasu. And it remained there. Then he persuaded me to give my contract to Chinese, who built my land, the stones and the sand, which built Kampala Entebbe Highway, is my land. He subletted to the Chinese without my knowledge. I don't know how much they paid him. And they dug for that contract was for 5 years. They dug all the stones they blasted to build Kampala Highway. And I got in exchange, it was a better exchange for 5 years. He gave me property which I'm satisfied with, block of flats, a mansion which was supposed to be in Guevaje, but he failed to give me that. Eventually, he bought a house in what do you call that place? Where the cathedral lives. I accepted it. So for me, I was not unhappy with the better trade. But for me, I thought he had the right to, because foreigners cannot buy land, cannot own my land or freehold. It's criminal, which I want you to follow up on another occasion. So my lawyer wrote to Sasa. She said, don't you know that subletting without, when you are a foreigner and the landlord is a Ugandan, that is a criminal offense. The section is, we have it also, you can have it, section 40 of the Land Amendment Act, assented to him personally by President Museveni, that any foreigner who develops the land against the interest or consent of a Ugandan landowner commits a criminal offense and is liable to be imprisoned for 4 years. That is in the law. So that letter, you see there.
Yeah, you had. This is the letter. I want to
Then
assume.
later,
You went there
they
in
had
person.
I was in hospital. So, according to Mazira, he subleased him that land, which he doesn't have power to do. And that's why I reported the matter. When I reported the matter, Olono has said, we have finished your contract with Sasu. Sign. I signed, I was in bed. Then later it gathered. Sasu had given him a lot of money to fake many of my documents. That one, I thought we had agreed it was for 90 years. And a non-citizen can take more than 90 years. But Olono had added, it is leased for 90 years, automatically renewed for 99 years. It's okay if he had been a lawyer, if he had not been a crook, he would have known that lease is illegal.
Maybe to get facts right, you leased the land to Mr. Mbazira, who goes ahead
No, Sasu.
to Sasu.
Yes.
So how does Mbazira come in the
Then
picture?
Mbazira claims Sasu, without my knowledge, subleased
A
it.
foreigner now
Subleases
subleases the same the land to
Yes.
without any consultation.
With the lease reading, 99 years automatically extends.
So you lease the land to Sasul, give him 99 years. He also goes ahead and leases extra 99 to a third party, to Mbazira.
And not only that, but also subleased my rock to the Chinese who built the highway.
So this letter was inviting you to the committee.
No.
To when you did
First of all,
this is to request you to furnish us with
the heading says that.
Complaint about grabbing of land comprised.
No, the most important is the address.
Yeah, it's State House.
Thank you.
The head the anti-corruption unit, and you had been requested to furnish them with the original copies of the agreement or the specimen of your signature, perhaps to ascertain on whether or not what the documents that he had.
They already had. Sasu had given them to him because they were defending him. So he gave them, I have a contract with Kanyeihamba.
A valid contract.
So that's one they have. Signature, I never denied it is not my signature. It was my signature. But you can see there's a furnish us with another signature.
Yeah, the specimen of your signature.
Which is stupid. You already,
for forensic
a man says this is my signature. I haven't denied it. Why do you want to subject it to forensics?
Forensics, yeah.
Corrupt people are the ones who do so. Now, having done that, I said, what is the signature for? We wanted to verify.
On whether they match or...
Yes. Then I said, like I was telling you, this is illegal, unconstitutional, and it is therefore automatically null and void and unenforceable. They are aware of that. So as far as they're concerned, then Sasu, fearing to be deported, because you can be deported, said, I have never given this Mbazira any lease at all. This is what I'm writing. It is here, paper. So I told the investigation are finished. So you're going to demolish that illegal building as Joanna did. Then he said, we are still investigating.
So when you appeared in this before Henry, before Brigadier Isoke, with your lawyer, what transpired therein?
No, my lawyer told them that go and demolish the building. The Minister of Lands, the Minister of State has agreed it is illegally there. And we have his letter here, which is in Uganda, which you will take today, is illegal. So there's nothing anymore to investigate. But not before they had asked me for a bribe. And I said, how much? He said, the cost of going there, they were here. And doing this, initially it was 100. Rather 10, 1,000, I think we're talking about 1 million shillings. Then the one who was with me, my driver is there, he was sitting there. in the car. They said that's not enough. But this is very important for your program. He said, this is not enough. So I said, what is a knife? He said, you were a judge. You should know. Me, I should know what
How
they
much
pay me
bribe?
to bribe.
So if I may ask, have you had in all these appearances to either the minister or to the committee, have you had a room to have Mr. Sasu, Bazira and you, the three of you?
They have interviewed me 5 times.
I mean with the...
When we went to this last meeting with my lawyer, and we were asking, I said, give me the statement which Bazira or Sasu has made in front of that committee. They never did. Then one person handed a copy of the so-called discussion they had had with those two. The lawyer who was looking at it, the chairman excused himself, put them down, because I think they were incriminating. Then when they put them, my lawyer was there. Owundo, the president of those who said, he was coming to see me the following day. I said, give them copies of the statement by Sasu and the statement by Bazira. When he came here, they had refused to give them to him. That's why I knew the committee is thoroughly corrupt.
This committee?
Yes.
The State House corruption?
I told G. Joanna
Kategai,
who is presidential advisor for veteran affairs, by the way, I am including UPDF military veterans. She said, you write a letter, I'll send it to the president. At that time, I began also to be a bit suspicious of her. So I sent by DHL to the president. President, one of the president's witnesses, workers, acknowledged, called me and said, the president has received your letter. Up to now, I have no answer. You see, no man, nobody can never cut me down, because I am aspired by the Spirit of God, which you don't believe either. So there we are.
Now,
so you can ask the general. You have a letter.
Okay.
He said, when Kanyeihamba came to you, the entire admit that the signature was his. See what the answers you find.
So what ought to be interrogated isn't whether or not the signature is yours, but rather the legality.
Didn't he also inform you that the man Orono, and I have his pictures in writing you have been taken, that he was in his office when he was not well, and he was running everything. And when he forged it to extend
the lease period,
which Kanyeihamba agrees, he and him sign. Because Orono says, I have already signed as a witness, you sign as the other party. I invited him to come when I had this man was building some structure. In Entebbe, I went in a wheelchair. He came, not knowing I had called Sasu. When he saw me, this one can be verified by witnesses who were there. The LCs, Mr. Agure Manzi, Mchiga married to Mhororo, they are there. When Orono saw me, he ran away with the car, ran quickly, went in his car, disappeared. And then I reported him to the Law Council. The case has never been finished. You ask the then chairman of the law council. There are about 3 files, me alleging corruption and incompetence. 3 lawyers. One of them is
So, Prof, when you appeared last week in this committee, what pledges did they make, or what did you ask them to do, and what did they promise to do?
Secretly between you and me, I am suspecting somebody give me my phone that he's fearing, because I think he's a very honest man. Because remember, my lawyer, the
call
plate
later.
was there. So we agreed that they would come here with their letter.
No, we'll call later. We'll call later after the show.
With a letter of the minister, Dr. Chiwanuka.
Mayanja.
Whether Mayanja. Describing, hello, is it better there? I never sent you that.
Maybe we'll get it later.
Okay. That's very crucial. And he promised he's the one who invited reporters and pressmen and the one tour was to come here. Then we'd all go in a convoy
to demolish
that building. And what he did say, you read it in Uganda, signed by him. So we were supposed to from here. His assistant came beforehand, and they waited. He actually, when we left here, he was crying. By evening, about 5 o'clock, he had not come. But when we went to his secretary, I went there physically with his assistant. The secretary said he's in a meeting with the general.
With the Isoke?
Yes. Then later, he's the one who called me. He said, I've been very sick. Yeah, that's why I couldn't call you. But his secretary had already told me that it's with the general. Now, that letter is very significant. The general and his committee works from some buildings behind Parliament. Actually, I think
where the president's office is.
Yes, I think you know where it is. But that letter was...
Which one? This new one? The one for...
The one from State House.
Yeah, the one of Brigadier Isoke.
Yes. That the president wants you at State House. So I was very happy. I'm going to meet the president for the first time with the general. It was about 6 o'clock when that letter arrived, in the morning. And any letter I have ever written, rather received from State House, is up by the president calling me. So when I read it, it is that one.
Yeah.
So
asking you to give them original copies of the agreement.
That I am wanted at State House was a fake. And the idea, he doesn't know me, was threatening me. He's from the president. The president wants to see you. Therefore, forget about my committee being corrupt. You see, I'm going to write a book, God reading, and I know he will be reading, including all this. Including
this correspondence.
I will wait for your video. I have said I want 5. Some of them I want to send to my wife to show the family. Nothing I do here which is either unconstitutional or fraud or induced by corruption.
So when you
Every copy is with my wife.
when you appeared last week, Prof, what did Brigadier Isoke promise to do in regards to your complaint? Because you appeared, you made your presentation for over 1 hour, even more.
My lawyer said, General, didn't you know that it is a fake? What Orona talked about. So two things. I would like to see that statement you put in New Vision, saying he's a crook. Second, Swasu himself told his lawyer, I have never subleased Kanyeihamba land.
So why don't they depend on that proof?
So they came here on the Monday.
Who came, Sasu or Bazir?
I have told you I have never heard or known
Bazir.
what Bazira said or Bazira. But all the documents that you see, they are all about Sasu. I think Bazira has not paid him big enough. I know he is very, very corruptible. And when I went there, my thing was, rather the thing he built was, they had paid the police at Kajansi. I don't know how much, but certainly enough to ignore Kasigazi's orders to go and demolish the place. And when I asked the police officer at Kajansi, is a natural name, is there? He said, I've already got instructions.
I think it was Okech.
I already got instructions from the deputy
IGP.
IGP only to reach there with so many witnesses, including Kanyeihamba, you know, the one who parents called after my name, George Wilson Kanyeihamba. We were waiting. We have a video here. The guy said, if Kanyeihamba, you go in a step further, you are a dead man. Pointing the gun at me. I realized there was going to be trouble. By that time, Bazir and his son were gunning for my son's neck, but I was in the car. So I told my people, let's withdraw. We went to Kasigazi. If you wanted the full story. We went to Kasigazi, the deputy IGP. He was in the office. We waited for over an hour without him seeing us. Then we walked away, went to give the news to NBS, which was broadcast. Nothing happening. Every story I have sent to New Vision and the Monitor, nothing has happened. I paid a little. I had to pay a fee to have New Vision, which I co-own. And I co-founded with William Pike. I had to pay, I think it was 50 million, or rather 50,000 shillings to have it published in the paper I own, and I ought to be chairman of New Vision. And I wrote a story in which over 61 of us, including Salim Saleh, had founded a food company called TAMU, P-A-M-U, to manufacture and make meat in Uganda. We had already collected over 400 million shillings. If you ask Waziraki, the inventor, he will tell you that he was this chairman. But the minister of animals, by the name of Kabasi, Kabasi used to be my
It is Solicitor General.
Solicitor General. Under me he was Solicitor General. He was my boss. I was his boss. I don't know that he's still with the Kabasi, his wife or not. He is a Munyarwanda. I think she's a Munyankole. She negotiated with the Chinese, we don't know them. And then she gave them, she took me to Museveni, that these will make better meat for us than these amateur Ugandans. And Museveni cancelled our concession and they gave it to the Chinese.
So that now it's
without compensating us. So we have asked for legal advice. Who compensates us? We go to the concession legitimately. We bought land in Masaka, the catchment area of Mbarara, Toro, and all that. Now, who compensates that?
So is the Chinese is the Chinese investment now on? Is it running? Which was
I don't know how far they have gone. All you know is giving
Chinese
our contract to the Chinese without any compensation. Me personally had invested 10 million shillings. The doctor had invested more. Kanyeihamba had put in 30 million. I think a candle now had put in about 40 million. All that, they said you look for other buyers.
In our remaining minutes, I want to ask you, so what's your next course of action? You have tried the Minister of Lands, things haven't worked. You have been in this committee, State House Anti-Corruption Committee unit, things haven't worked. What is your next course of action for sure?
No, I have already reached into the president to solve the problem and sack the members of the so-called
anti-corruption unit
because they are corrupt. So I'm waiting for his reply. If in 2 weeks, rather I haven't got his phone, rather his solution or answer, then the next I'll go to the IGG office and report as I have reported to you.
Okay. Briefly, maybe to share with the rest, and I will leave you with this document. These are some people in Caribbean countries who wrote this document, which I will give to you, and they request that you have a virtual meeting with them and guide them on how constitutionalism should be embraced. But in brief, one of them said, wanted your take that previously they had a presidential petition which had been dismissed, but one of the most queer things that transpired in an election was that the total number of voters, people who voted, or rather all the votes, was much more than the registered numbers of voters. And he was, this person was asking, how could such a Supreme Court dismiss an electoral petition where common sense, for lack of another word, is meant to be applied?
I use tell them that Kanyeihamba also uses common sense. That's why he's always 6 steps ahead of his opponents.
Imagine voters on a polling station.
Yes.
The registered voters, let's say 100 voters, but the results from the same polling station has, let's say, 20,000 votes.
No, I'll give them that, but of course that election should be nullified by a court of competent jurisdiction. And you see in Africa now, they don't go for the rules. They don't go for even the posts. They go for the occupant. How could these people in this judgment say Museveni has won when he had even withdrawn, there was not a party? That's
As a
what
respondent.
your speakers do it. And my aim is not just to win, is to effect change in this country. I'm not interested in winning.
But seeing
You
significant
can see
change.
they were very kind to me. They should have awarded a lot of money to the respondents, the Attorney General, the NRM Secretariat, and the Museveni. Museveni, no, because we were no longer interested in him, to those two. Because our law says costs for the action. They won. But then these people again say no orders to cost. Meaning the judgment, they don't know what it was about. The judges themselves don't know what it is.
Okay, our viewers, I definitely will ask you to say your closing remarks for now until next week. And between now and next week, we shall definitely share what is our topical discussion come next week. And may you say your closing remarks to the viewers.
Let's talk to the president of the society, and I tell him we have been discussing that from now on, in action we take, you will represent me.
Okay, sir. Our viewers.
Let it be on record.
Yeah, we will definitely ask Miss Council Owundo. Council Owundo, who was expected here, and he raised his concerns that he couldn't make it, but most likely hereafter Justice will talk to him and see if he could join the same discussion next week, because at least there is a space between now and next week.
I will invite him to join the week next week. He was supposed to be here, but his phone is not answering. So he will also tell the viewers where he was today when it was so important. Okay, sir. Our viewers, let's keep it Alternative Digitalk. Don't forget that tomorrow the Mighty Drive show will be there, and definitely on Saturday, Colonel BSJ will also be with us. That's at 10 a.m. to midday. Let's keep it Alternative Digitalk. Real issues, real talk. That's it.